Okay, everyone, here's the space fighter that I was fixing up, and I would like to point out a few things about it that really did call my attention, and they do really make sense if you see them from this angle of view. So, if you guys remember, I got this one space fighter pretty much a at the fair in my school, and it was in shit shape, and it is still partially in shit shape, but at least the head is fixed up right now. I found my other space fighter's pieces, and of course, yeah, this arm is from it. The only part that is from my other one is the head, right here. And I found the other bunch of parts that belong to that one. So I ended up just cleaning up the back plate and replacing it. So this is the back plate of the one that I recently got. But upon further disassembly, I found out a few things that are pretty interesting, and I'd like to point them out. It turns out this is a first-generation space fighter. The reason is because of this. The reason I think it is a first-gen is because of this. This is the button board, and they usually have the date printed on here, and this one says 2005, August 29th. Now, let's keep in mind that the one that I got in 2012 was a 2010 model. It was 2010, September 1st. So there's a bunch of differences in between the button plate. This one has a lot more of test pads than this one does, like those little testing things made for testing it in the factory. But here's where the thing gets weird. Apparently this little robot's issue that, well, okay, let's just say this little issue that the robot had, that I said it was an issue, it's not an issue, that's just how it's made. If you guys remember, I clearly said that this thing would raise the pitch whenever the robot would execute a command or something that would require a motor to get moved. That actually is normal, believe it or not. I remember that the board on mine was a whole lot different. It had this shape, but it didn't have this big board. And for the first time in a Fingon robot, I see this speed dial. This dial is a potentiometer, and the reason why they use it, they put it in parallel with the pitch resistor to give it a minimum pitch. That's why the resistor is there. And no, actually, never mind. It's in a different trace, apparently. Is it in a different trace? I think it is. Yeah, it's in a different trace, but this basically helps out with the pitch. And as you guys heard, it is normal that this thing goes from high to low. What is this used for? To reduce the contrast in between pitches. As you guys can see, I already adjusted it, and it has much more hot glue than what it already had, so there's no way this thing can move, and it's somewhat sealed from the top. But what I did was I toggled with it a little bit, and it actually would change the pitch from a super low pitch to a high pitch. It was not really hard, but it got to a point where I got so confused I had to leave it for today and be like, you know what, I'll just get with this thing tomorrow, because I just, I got dizzy in between pitches and shit, and I no longer could distinguish which one was the pitch that this thing was meant to have. But now, it actually does have the proper pitch, and as you guys can see, there's no way to change it, unless I take that off, which you can take it off, but I won't. So turning it on and everything, this is pretty much how much of a uniform pitch I was able to make it into. Wait, what? No, never mind. That was not meant to happen at all. Got no idea why that shit happened. Alright, there we go. Wait, what? What? Okay, what the fuck? This is supposed... I'm a little confused right now. This is supposed to be higher pitch than this.
Please, identify yourself.
See, it just got unadjusted again, apparently.
Greetings, Master.
There we go.
I am yours to command.
There we go. I think it was just because I didn't reset the capacitor, that's why. Because usually when you turn it off, you gotta reset the capacitor. As you guys can see right here, once you flip the switch to the off position, the negative touches with the positive wire. That's why. Okay, so we'll program it real quick.
Please, identify yourself, or I will shoot. Surrender now.
Of course, it won't do anything because
You are under arrest. Mission accomplished.
that's literally how like the closest from pitch to pitch I was able to put it at. As you guys see, there's a few spots where it actually does like, it doesn't continue right away, but it's just because of the fact it's not hitting this relay. There's a relay on the arm that feels when it's at the center, which is this one. There's two sides of that. It's basically the two wires, the two black wires that they go connected. One goes connected right there next to the green wire, and the other one goes connected a little bit around there. They're the fourth contact of that little microboard. If this piece of shit cannot focus, and I'm getting really pissed about that. Believe it or not, Eric actually told me, like, I hope you can get a better phone someday. And I'm like, dude, I got this phone in this fucking year, and I already hate it. But anyways, that's pretty much it for now. I'll give you all updates soon. All I'm gonna tell you is that the disc launcher works fine. The arm is the next thing I'm gonna unstick. The head and the back of the body is done. So what I was doing right now is adjusting that so I can clean the front body and have that done as well. So the other, the next thing I gotta do is just solder the arm, solder the bottom of the body and everything, and then do a final assembly. And that's practically it. So yeah, I guess that's everything. So as I said before, it seems like these first generation space fighters, and I'm not really sure if it's only the space fighters. I really hope it is and not Spacewizer. I doubt it is Spacewizer because they never change pitch. It's only on this case. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. And there's actually another thing that I wanted to go ahead and mention, which kind of calls my attention a little bit. And it's that there's two wires basically that you gotta join, that the switch joins in order to turn it on. Let's just say completely, because you put the main contact, and then there's these two wires. There's a green and there's a blue wire. That's basically the bridge I'm doing right here. I don't know if that would have to do with a test mode or something. I am not sure. But one thing is, it actually does. Why does this touch here? I don't know. I don't know why this green wire. I mean, I don't even know if this wire has any sort of connection with anything. Let me check. That green wire goes to one of the contacts of the button pad. And why should it connect to the negative? I have no idea. But I guess we'll just leave it like that. I have no idea. But I was just fantasizing about finding a test mode or something, like a try me mode. Just like that one glitch that Blastobot had. Because Blastobot, as you guys remember, well, Blastobot, Shooterbot should I call it, he has some kind of hidden mode or something that I just can't find. I just can't seem to find. There's something in its board that's bridged or something that it shouldn't be bridged, and that's pretty much what makes it have a test mode, and I still want to know what that is. I don't feel like taking it apart right now because I don't know if it was this specific one, but it was a pain in the ass to put it back together, especially because the wires would keep getting caught in that little tray it has. And the tray has in this one, it has like a little space in between the two plastic holders, and it would be a butthurt. So there's no chance I'm going to be opening this one anytime soon unless something specific from the inside starts fucking on me. In that case, I will. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. That was practically everything I had to show, so thank you for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next video. So, see you until next time, I guess.